Hi, very warm welcome to all of you on the platform of KSG. My name is Akhilesh and I'm here, Faculty of Geography, and that is for optional subject. And today in this session, I would like to introduce why to choose geography as your optional for this particular exam. Choosing an optional for UPSC CSC exam is going to be a half battle win. If you are choosing it properly, if you are having good optional in which you are paying attention and interest, certainly this can catapult you in the league which we call IAS. Okay, and if you see the history of optional subjects, you find that geography is going to be ever green subject for this particular exam. Indeed, there are certain, what you can say, difficulties and intricacies that is pertaining to geography, that it has a very vast syllabus. Without any doubt, yes, it is having a vast syllabus, but once you are going through geography in a serious way and you are preparing it in proper way, you are going to cover so many topic of your general study. There are many fringe area in your general study pertaining to environment and ecology. If you're talking about social issues, you're talking about economy, when we talk about disaster management, so all these topics are intrinsic to your general study subject. And an aspirant who is preparing for geography optional as an optional is going to deal with all these topics in a very eloquent way, because in your optional subject geography, these topics are going to be part of syllabus. That's why you'll find the fringe area of geography in your general study syllabus is going to be a lot. So indeed, there is a vast, enlarged syllabus of geography, but you are going to prepare a lot of things which is part of your prelims as well as mains examination GS paper. So let me introduce this entire syllabus in front of you, and how we will proceed the syllabus, and how it will help you not only in your optional subject, but it will also going to boost your marks in your GS paper, as well as it is also going to helpful in your interview. And not only this, essay papers can also be have lot of weightage that is from geography. So geography, I can say that it is interdisciplinary subject. You will find the tinge of environment and ecology. You will find the tinge of disaster management, social issue in form of sociology, as well as there are certain legislation we discuss in part of what human geography, and conservation geography, that is what environmental geography and all. So you will find so many fringe area. That's why this subject is going to be uh, ever green subject for your UPSC preparation. Fine. Apart from it, why to choose geography as an optional? This could be a question in front of you. Being a science student, when I was in my preparation phase, I found that there are many subject options are there, options were there, but I found geography as a semi science subject. So there is a cause effect relationship which is properly established in this subject. So it has a humanities tinge, but so many concepts are driven by this scientific understanding. And that's why a student from science background also feel very comfortable with this subject, and he or she can get good marks. Apart from it, it is the subject of humanities, so you are going to have that tinge also in your human geography part. So it is equally beneficial for all the streams. It doesn't follow that you should be from science or arts or commerce background. It is entirely natural science which you need to perceive, and if you perceive it, you feel it, you can get excellence in this subject without any doubt. Again, geography require lot of understanding, lot of concept building, and that too with a scientific temperament. And the science is not so much tough like rocket science ki you get uh, मीन्स आपको लगे कि कैसे कर सकते हैं, इट इज वेरी इजी टू अंडरस्टैंड. इवन साइंस इज ऑल्सो वेरी इजी टू अंडरस्टैंड बिकॉज इट इज नेचुरल साइंस. यू हैव टू डेवलप जस्ट ऑब्जर्वेशन. If you have a potential to develop observation, not only geography but any subject, whether it is science or arts, is going to be easy for you to understand because this observation is making the difference. The observation, like if you have curiosity, why these weather phenomena is taking place, then you can have some understanding of this weather phenomena. So there is no need to explain that weather phenomena कि ये weather phenomena है क्या, because you are knowing the core concept of that weather phenomena. For example, El Nino. For example, there is a tropical cyclone. There is cooling of your atmosphere, wind movement, planetary wind, or jet stream, heat wave, cold wave. These all are the topic which require understanding. If you have a understanding that concept, core concept of that subject, if it is going to be clear, so the entire phenomena is just look like a reel that is going in front of you, a reel of your movie, you can say. आपको उसे समझने के लिए परेशान होने की जरूरत नहीं होती अगर आपने कोर कॉन्सेप्ट पे काम किया है. कोर कॉन्सेप्ट पे आप काम कैसे करोगे, हाउ यू विल वर्क अपॉन इट. So for that you need to have some understanding of your general science subject which is of 10th standard, not more than that. उतनी साइंस अगर आपको पता है तो you are not feeling difficulty in this subject. Fine. Let me explain this subject with its syllabus. So you all have this idea that optional subject has two paper. In paper 1 we are going to have physical geography as well as human geography part. So let me show you some fringe area that is, although it is not well visible in this video, but once you see the geography syllabus which is with you, you will find that this geography is going to be part of your general studies. Fine. In general study, if I talk about general study paper 1, GS paper 1, I'm talking about your mains examination. Mains examination, I'm talking about GS paper 1. In GS paper 1, almost 80 to 100 marks question. It is based on core geography. Core geography, 80 to 100 marks. Sometime it is 120 marks also. Okay, let's take the minimum, what you can say, 80 to 100 marks in GS1. Again in GS3, you happen to have two major part. One is environment and ecology. Apart from it, you also have disaster management. Disaster management. I'm talking about general studies paper, GS paper, and I'm connecting with geography, optional. So if you see this environment and ecology paper and disaster management, at least 30 marks from disaster management and almost 30 marks, 30 to 40 marks from environment and ecology part. That means if you sum up this all, you are going to have a impact of 160 to 180 marks in your mains examination. 160 to 180 marks of paper 1 and paper 3 in your general study, that is coming from geography. Optional geography is going to cover this all. Not only this, if we talk about your prelims examination, I should talk first prelims, then come to mains examination. So in your prelims examination every year, if you see the prelims paper, you are going to have 12 to 15 questions that comes from geography. And since 2013, if you see the environment and ecology, this environment and ecology is going to play a pivotal role, and from 15 to 20 question you will find that is from environment and ecology part. So if you go for maximum, so here it is maximum 35 question, and if you go for minimum 27 question, that means out of 100 questions, minimum you are going to have 27 and maximum you are going to have 37 question that is actually asked from this environment and ecology and geography, and both are going to be the part of your optional geography. Optional geography, it is automatically covered in your optional geography. And if you are having 30 question, 35 question in your prelims examination, you can understand the weightage of these two topics. Without means ignoring it, you are not able to qualify prelims examination. It has a huge chunk. And what about your mains examination? 160 marks to 180 marks. That is going to be decisive in your paper 1 and paper 3. Not only this, apart from it, this geography optional also enable you to write your essay. It will also enable you to answer those questions in your personality test, which is related with the geographical information system of your area, of your country. They may ask question related with agriculture, which is intrinsic to geography. They may ask question for forest conservation or other conservation strategy. You are able to answer it. If they are putting some question on biodiversity, what are the consequences of biodiversity? If you have the understanding of biodiversity and its conservation, you are able to deliver it in a proper way. If I ask that, what are the consequences of biodiversity loss? Being a geography student, you need to state that if we are losing biodiversity at the rate at which we are losing it, it is going to be a point of no return sometime in your future. Point of no return means maybe possible there is a co-extinction. It's a high sounding word, but it is very easy to understand that the biodiversity is actually responsible for existence of all these biodiversity. Means every biodiversity is going to be interlinked. This totality of gene, species and ecosystem is giving us a network in which the energy as well as material flow is taking place. And number of biodiversity means if we have n number of biodiversity, that means we have n number of alternatives for energy flow as well as material flow. Higher will be the biodiversity, higher, stronger or stable will be the ecosystem. Yes, if there will be more biodiversity, the stable the ecosystem will be, because there will be alternative for energy flow as well as material flow. If we are losing this biodiversity, that means we are losing those alternatives. Alternative that is going to be responsible for sustenance of ecosystem. Alternatives which is responsible for entire existence of different biomes. And if this alternative are getting slashed day by day, may be possible we have less alternative, and that will impede our energy as well as material flow. So maybe there is a point of no return. Or we can also understand this loss of biodiversity in different way, like co-extinction. There are certain biodiversity which is interdependent so keenly, or you can say we can't separate their existence. For example, if you take the example of mustard, simple mustard, what is the pollinator in mustard? It is honeybees. So honeybees are exclusively pollinating mustard, or you can say mustard cannot be pollinated by any other insect. If we are losing honeybee population, it is automatically we are going to lose mustard. That means anyhow, if there is a eradication of honeybee, so obviously mustard is going to be extinct. Not only this, there are many such examples like Indian laurel. Indian laurel is a tree which is actually pollinated by bats. If bat is going to be extinct anyhow, so there will be co-extinction, and that is what Indian laurel is also not going to be exist, isn't it? So this is a kind of interdependency among the biodiversity, and we are losing this biodiversity. Not only this, we are not knowing the entire biodiversity. The known biodiversity is just 15%. So if we have 15% of biodiversity, 85% unknown biodiversity, and we are losing it at an enormous rate because of anthropogenic activity, because of habitat loss, alien species, so many factors are there. So what will happen? We are losing those biodiversity which actually we haven't knew, और जिसको हम कभी जान भी नहीं पाएंगे. क्या पता कुछ इस तरह के रिलेशनशिप हमारे और उस बायोडाइवर्सिटी में भी हो जिसके कारण हम एग्जिस्ट करते हैं. So losing biodiversity is not only the threat that tomorrow our children are उनके बच्चे शेर देखेंगे कि नहीं. Losing biodiversity is a threat to the human civilization, whether it will exist in future or not. तो जब आप इस अप्रोच को समझते हैं बच्चे, जब आप इस इम्पैक्ट को रियलाइज करते हैं कि बायोडाइवर्सिटी इज सो इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर आवर एग्जिस्टेंस, तब आपको लगता है कि नो, देयर शुड बी कंजर्वेशन स्ट्रेटजी. ठीक है, तो यहां तक की जो बातचीत होती है वो ऑप्शनल ज्योग्राफी में आपसे होती है कि व्हाई बायोडाइवर्सिटी इज सो इम्पोर्टेंट. ठीक है, सो वंस यू गो थ्रू द ज्योग्राफी ऑप्शनल, you have the understanding of biodiversity, you have the understanding of biogeochemical cycle, role of microbes in maintaining the soil mineral pool, and how this soil mineral pool can be affected. Any threat that is going to affect the soil microflora is going to affect the soil mineral pool. Any threat. Say for example, it is water surge, saline water surge. अगर कहीं चक्रवात आ गए, if there will be any tropical cyclones associated with saline water surge, if there is any tsunami, there will be saline water surge, and if this saline water surge percolating into your coastal area, which is actually the area of intensive agriculture, don't you think this salinity is going to hamper the soil microflora? Answer is yes. The soil microflora is acclimatized to live in the prevailing condition, and suddenly one day there is a lot of water logging, and that too saline water. So obviously there will be massive loss to soil microflora. If this is the case, don't you think that the soil is going to be more saline? More salinity will lead to damage to the soil microflora, and more damage to soil microflora certainly impede the biogeochemical cycle, and that will reduce the soil mineral pool. And if this soil mineral pool is going to be depleted, don't you think that your agricultural productivity is going to be hampered? And if the agricultural productivity is going to be hampered, there will be problem of food security. और जहां फूड सिक्योरिटी की बात आती है, वहां पे फिर ज्योग्राफी, इकोनॉमी, पॉलिटी सब एक साथ आ जाते हैं. रीजन बीइंग, अल्टीमेटली व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ योर सिविल सर्विस एग्जामिनेशन? अपने लोगों को एक अच्छा जीवन देना है ना. जो भी परेशानियां हैं उसको दूर करना, और सबसे बड़ी समस्या क्या होती है बच्चे? भोजन की. तो वहां पे अगर समस्या आ रही है, इसका मतलब that should be your understanding. ये जो आपको एस्पेक्ट दिखाई पड़ रहा है, it is connected with economy, it is connected with environment and ecology. Here you will find that there is connection with polity also, administration also. So you will find that this is what interdisciplinary subject. If you have the understanding in a way, in a uh, means connecting way, like if geography can connect you with your society, geography can connect you with your uh, governance and government, what you can say, organization, the setup of organizational setup of your government, how the administration is going on. Not only this, international relation, again geography is going to be very important to understand your international relation. So that is another aspect. I will come on that after some time when I discuss this food security. So global climate change is going on. Again, if global climate change is there, there will be rise in temperature, there will be rise in sea level, further percolation of sea water inside the coastal land. It has repercussions, and when such repercussions are there, UPSC used to ask question in your GS examination, like what are the consequences on food security in tropical country due to global warming. Again, you will find that there is a amalgamation of two three concepts together. You need to find it out in geography as well as environment and ecology. And what are the consequences? Again, it is going to hamper your agriculture and economy. So they are putting lot of question in your GS examination, mains examination, which is from means you can't classify it as a pure geography question, pure economy question, or pure environment question. There is a interdisciplinary approach. So once you have an optional like geography, it will teach you, it will make you learn the interdisciplinary approach. You have a kaleidoscopic vision that can connect so many subjects. This will help you in your mains answer writing. Okay, because there are many fringe area. Likewise, I talked about environment and ecology. So there is a topic in your uh, first paper, that is what, biogeography, environmental geography, which is actually the totality which you are going to discuss in your environment and ecology part of your general study paper. It contains genesis of soil, it contains soil erosion, it contains biogeochemical cycle, role of microbes, classification of soil, what are the factor which is influencing the different process in the soil formation, like laterization, what is alluviation. So all these are process are going to be part of your geography optional as well as your geography GS, and it is equally important to understand the environment and ecology part. Apart from it, you are also get introduced with bio diversity factors, which is going to affect biodiversity factor, that is going to affect the distribution of biodiversity. Okay, so all those topic is going to be part of it. Apart from it, what are the global initiatives कि भाई दुनिया में क्या चल रहा है. अगर हम बात करें अर्थ समिट की, 1992 अर्थ समिट, रायो समिट, from where we have started a serious attempt to combat this global warming as well as desertification, and not only this, conservation of convention on biodiversity was also started over there. So we will see that there is an approach that is worldwide going on, as well as it is also taking place in our country. So what are those steps taken by government of India in order to uh, reclaim the losses, or in order to reduce the losses? So these all are the part which is going to be part of your optional geography, which is going to be part of your general study. So this fringe area is giving you almost almost 35 question to 27 to 35 question in your prelims examination, and almost 160 to 180 marks in your mains examination. Not only this, if you see the paper 2, that is geography of India, and bullet number 10. So let me show you that bullet number 10. Yes. that talks about contemporary issues. Contemporary issues, and that contemporary issue pertaining to India, it is going to be just photo or Xerox copy of uh, the paper 1 bullet number 5, environmental geography. Lot of things are connected with it, so many common things are there. It is not like कि syllabus बहुत बड़ा है, ऐसा कहते हैं लोग कि geography का syllabus बहुत बड़ा है, but there are some syllabus which is going to be what revised. There is a revision of syllabus के bullets देख के आप घबराइएगा, आप सच में ईमानदारी से, if you are talking about these bullet points, you can means compare with your GS papers. You will find that the GS paper, 40% of general studies is going to be part of this optional paper. तो वहाँ syllabus बहुत बड़ा है कहना और सिलेबस बड़ा है और बेहतर है, दोनों बात में अंतर आपको समझने की जरूरत है, बिकॉज देयर आर सो मेनी फ्रिंज एरिया विच इज गोइंग टू बी पार्ट ऑफ योर ऑप्शनल सब्जेक्ट. सो लाइक आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द पेपर 2 bullet number 10, that is what contemporary issue that talks about ecological issue, environmental hazard, landslide, earthquake, and this is the part which is actually taking care of your disaster management. Disaster management in paper 3, general studies paper 3. So tsunami, flood, drought, epidemics, issue related with environmental pollution, that is part of your environment and ecology, water pollution, air pollution. What are the initiative taken by government of India, like air quality index, ambient air quality, uh, monitoring ambient air quality, what are the air pollutant, primary and secondary pollutant, photochemical smog, industrial smog. These are the questions they have asked several times. Again, I repeat that once you are going through the geography optional paper, you happen to have all those intrinsic topic of geography optional in your general study paper 3. So, preparing it through optional paper, you will find that you are already going to have good understanding in your environment and ecology paper, in your GS paper. Apart from it, we also go for globalization of economy. We are also going for regional planning, that is part of your geography paper. So once you go for globalization, industrialization, liberalization, so all these topics are very much prominent in your economy as well as in social issue. So you happen to have all those understanding of this general study paper. Apart from it, you are also going to have uh, cultural settings. Cultural settings, you happen to have uh, evolution in the human races, how these human races are going to be distributed. Apart from it, we also go for their population growth, census, different concept related with census, that is also the part of your general study paper. So you find lot of things which is going to be part of your GS paper. Like if you talk about transport, communication, trade, railway, so all these topics are going to be part of your economy. So once we talk about transportation, how this transportation have uh, give boost to industrialization, how Mumbai become Cottonopolis of India. So these all are the question which is very prominent in your general study paper. So this will help you in understanding the economy. Geographical economy is going to be part of it. Agriculture, entirely agriculture, agricultural reform, land reform, green revolution, and after green revolution, positives as well as negatives of green revolution, and there is a need of second green revolution, so there are certain negatives of green revolution. So we have to understand the uh, positives of green revolution. When we decipher all these things now, you are going to have a good adherence with the understanding of all these concepts, and you can write better answer in your mains examination, equally in your optional as well as in your mains paper, because these are the topic which is going to be very connected. Means we can't separate it. That means the entire geography of your general study paper, if you add some 40-50% more of human geography, then you can complete your geography syllabus also. So geography syllabus के बारे में जो भ्रांति है कि ये बहुत बड़ा है, ये बात सच है, बहुत बड़ा है, लेकिन ये भी बात उतनी ही सच है कि इस बड़े सिलेबस में बहुत सारा सिलेबस आपके जीएस का ये अपने आत्मसात करते हुए आपको आगे बढ़ाता है. दिस इज द रीजन व्हाई मोस्ट ऑफ द क्वालिफाइड प्रीलिम्स क्वालिफाइड स्टूडेंट बिलोंग्स टू ज्योग्राफी ऑप्शनल. अगर ज्योग्राफी ऑप्शनल है आपका तो यू आर गोइंग टू हैव बेटर एडहेरेंस टू योर प्रिपरेशन. You have so many topic which is actually common topic, that is of geography. Fine. So this is why you will find so many fringe area that is part of geography, and this will help you in this preparation. Apart from it, what should be the approach to make you understand, to feel it in a proper way? For example, if we are talking about something, just to read it is not going to make you understand the entire thing. You have certain kind of pictographical memory for that very concept. So what I think to understand in geography, or to have good adherence or good kind of teeth over this geography, we require some pictographical memory, because there will be hell of lot information which has to be processed through your mind. For that, we have to go for mapping, whether it is world mapping or mapping of India. Not only this, we are also going for so many other topic which require conceptual clarity, that need some graphical representation. I will try my best so that you can understand, you can feel that okay fine, the river is making certain landform, and this landform is going to be V-shaped valley. This is what V-shaped valley. For example, if we talk about V-shaped valley or I-shaped valley, okay, so I-shaped valley, that is also called as gorge, and V-shaped valley, whenever you will find that any river is flowing, it is going to create V-shaped valley. But if you see that glacier, if glacier is moving, so it has created U-shaped valley. So what to understand in this both erosional agent is, this glacier has a three-dimensional structure. It has a solid structure. Whenever a glacier want to move from one place to other place under the impact of gravity or anything, it will require that there should be proper space so that this glacier can go through. Okay, so glacier is having three-dimensional structure, and due to that it will going to erode U-shaped valley. So whenever you will find U-shaped valley, you can easily say that okay fine, this is what glacier which has been moved, and these are the signature of, means if landform, you are talking about landform, they are the signature of their erosional agent. So you will not find a mixing kind of landform. Indeed, there will be so many erosional cycle that is going to happen on the earth's surface, so you will find a kind of ambiguity in the landform. But once you talk about a landform, particular landform, if it is intact, then it will tell you the story that who have carved me here. That means all these landform will tell you their geological history, geological story, ki which agent have carved us here. Okay, why? Because there will be certain characteristic which is intrinsic to those landform only. So what to understand why there is a V-shaped valley? Because the water can take a shape of anything. Water is not going to take means weight for creating U shape. It can go through any shape, and that's why there is a vertical what you can say deepening erosion, and valley deepening takes place, and there is a formation of V-shaped valley, or if there is upliftment that is going on, So you will find I-shaped valley which is called as gorge, and if it is extended, so it is going to be called as canyons. So why U-shaped valley in case of glacier and I-shape or V-shaped valley in case of water has been formed? There is a one concept which is what very common sense, and that is what three-dimensional structure. Water can take a shape of anything. So what is the purpose of water? Just to go at the sea level, and for that it can cut the V-shaped valley, and it will not wait that there should be U-shaped valley, then only I can go. So the characteristic feature of the landform is intrinsic to the virtues of these erosional agents. So what I mean to say, कि once you realize कि okay fine, water can take a shape of anything, although it can form V-shaped valley, but glacier has no such option. So it has to cut the entire valley in U shape, then only the glacier can move. So this is very small thing which I am going to share with you. आप कहोगे कि सर ये तो बड़ी छोटी सी बात है, लेकिन once you have the understanding of this topic, you will never forget that who is going to create this U-shaped valley. Likewise, there will be more intricate topics we will discuss in a way that you understand the cause and effect. And if you are deciphering the cause and effect in any topic, mind my words, the concept are going to be clear and there will be no problem to decipher those concepts. So the cause and effect should be clear. If I talk about El Nino, for example, let me give you some detail. Suppose that El Nino and the impact over Indian monsoon. Okay, this is Australia. Here it is South America. This is your equator. Tropic of Capricorn, which is dividing the Australia in the mid. What is El Nino? El Nino event is warming up of Peruvian coast. So this is going to be Peruvian coast, and here there is warming, accumulation of warm water is taking place. And this warming up of water is taking place in the month of December. December 22nd is the day when the sun is vertical over Tropic of Capricorn. Fine. And warming up of water at Peruvian coast is considered on 25th of December. This is what El Nino I'm talking about. El Nino is a Spanish word that means male child. It is representing Jesus Christ on 25th of December. You know that there is a birthday, Jesus Christ ka. We all celebrate it as a Merry Christmas. So what happened? This Peruvian coast has a warm water. Sea surface of Peruvian coast get heated up by 10 to 14 degree from the normal condition. That means it is what? Abnormal, isn't it? जहां पेरू के कोस्ट पे ठंडा पानी आना चाहिए था, वहां पे क्या हो रहा है बच्चे? हीटिंग हो रही है. And because of this heating, what happened? There will be high temperature, and due to that there will be low pressure, and what happened? Air start rising up, and rising air get cooled, and there will be condensation, and due to condensation there will be rainfall that takes place at Peruvian coast. Due to this rainfall, what happened? There will be coastal flooding in the Peruvian coast. Coastal flooding in the Peruvian coast. There will be coastal erosion in the Peruvian coast. This is what? Rainfall at Peruvian coast. And there will be coastal flooding, and this water, this air diverges in two branches, one branch sinking over Australia and Indonesia, and another branch sinking over East Atlantic Ocean. Okay, sorry, West Atlantic Ocean, and there will be this is going to be Walker cell. Walker cell. So when there will be El Nino in December, there will be rainfall at Peruvian coast. There will be rainfall at Peruvian coast. There will be accumulation of warm water at Peruvian coast. So this warm water will destroy the biodiversity of that very area. A lot of fish get killed at Peruvian coast and Ecuador coast because of different type of environmental condition prevailing over there. And there will be rainfall. This will lead to coastal flooding and coastal erosion. That means negative impact. So El Nino is not going to cause a good thing for this South American country. And similarly, if you see the Walker cell, there is sinking of air, and due to sinking of air, you will find that there is no rainfall. No rainfall, there will be drought condition in Australia and Indonesia, and because of drought condition there will be frequent forest fire. So again you will find that there is negative condition prevailing over there. This is happening in December. But do you think that this El Nino is going to affect Indian monsoon and means southwest monsoon, which is going to take place when? In the month of June. अभी बात हो रही है दिसंबर की, जब एल नीनो आया है तो इंडियन मॉनसून को जून में कैसे अफेक्ट करेगा? कुछ न कुछ तो होगा बीच में. क्या ख्याल है आपका? आपको लगता है कि इट विल अफेक्ट द इंडियन मॉनसून? आंसर इज यस. बट हाउ इट विल अफेक्ट द इंडियन मॉनसून? यू रिक्वायर समथिंग, some movie that should tell you that okay fine, this is the water which is reaching over there and going to cause implication in Indian monsoon. क्योंकि दिसंबर में एल नीनो आया on 25th of December, और अगर मान लो 2023 is El Nino year, so कब एल नीनो आया होगा? On 25th of December of 2022. Then entire 2022, 23 up to 24, this is going to be the El Nino year. पूरा 2023 El Nino year हुआ होगा. तो El Nino year में इंडियन मॉनसून कब डिस्टॉर्ट होगा? या फिर चाइना में ज्यादा टाइफून कब आएंगे? क्या वो 2022 दिसंबर में आए होंगे, या फिर वो जब ये पानी, दिस वाटर रीच टू द वेस्ट पैसिफिक coast or east coast of Australia, east coast of Philippines, east coast of China, and crossing this Malacca Strait, Kassar Strait, Sunda Strait, and reaching to the Indian Ocean where the high pressure is developed. क्या हो रहा है बच्चे इसी समय? थोड़ा ध्यान देंगे तो आप ये कॉन्सेप्ट समझ पाएंगे. Here what is going to happen? There is a country, that is what? India. Okay, your subtropical high pressure belt developed over here. This is what? Subtropical high pressure belt. Subtropical high pressure belt. Here it is equator, and what happened? The trade wind blowing from subtropical high pressure belt crossing the equator. Why? Because the ITCZ have developed over India. This is what ITCZ. ITCZ. So this is what trade wind of southern hemisphere. This trade wind is crossing the equator and they turn towards its right. Because of Farrell's law, it turned towards its right. And why it turned towards its right? Because there is intertropical convergence zone which is developed over India. Because of heating, these trade wind are going to converge over there, and these are the trade wind taking moisture from the Arabian Sea as well as Bay of Bengal, and they are causing rainfall in India. It is what? Southwest monsoon. And when the ITCZ again come to the southern hemisphere because of transition of sun rays, then the wind system get reversed. This is the mechanism which is developed in India. What happened In December there was El Nino, but by the end of June this water get accumulated over here. This is the zone which is going to have high temperature water, and this water start percolating into the Indian Ocean region where the high pressure always follow low temperature. This high pressure is going to be weakened. And if this is going to be weakened, obviously the southwest monsoon is not as strong as it should be, isn't it? This is the reason why we call El Nino current is going to affect, or El Nino phenomena is going to may affect Indian monsoon, southwest monsoon. So this kind of relationship you have to establish. Why Indian monsoon is going to be affected by El Nino? Again, why El Nino is going to cause more intense tropical cyclone, especially in the South China Sea, near Philippines, near Japan, as well as why it is going to intensify the Willy Willies. Willy Willies is tropical cyclone. The reason is same, the warm water accumulating in this region. Warm water, that means high temperature water accumulating at this coast, or high temperature जहां होगा बच्चे वहां low pressure होगा, and whenever there is low pressure in northern hemisphere, what happen? Low pressure in northern hemisphere, you will find that the winds are coming over there and creating a vortex in which direction? In anti-clockwise direction in northern hemisphere, and they start moving up, and this is what we call it cyclone. So साइक्लोन बनने के लिए क्या चाहिए बच्चे? लो प्रेशर, और लो प्रेशर के लिए क्या चाहिए बच्चे? हाई टेम्परेचर. So why there is high temperature? Because of El Nino water. So when El Nino water is reaching to the South China Sea area, Philippines, or it is reaching to the east coast of Australia, it is going to intensify these tropical cyclone. Higher will be the temperature of sea surface, lower will be the depressions, low pressure will be created, and that will intensify the typhoon or Willy Willies, isn't it? But what will be the duration? Duration is not going to be December. The duration is going to be June onwards. Are you getting my point? So we have to understand this topic as an event as well as El Nino current. So we'll discuss in that detail, so that all these microscopic concept, which is actually not much talked in your textbook also, it can be understood in this class. So these are the topic under your syllabus. Go and read it. You will find that, and not only read it, try to compare with your general studies syllabus. You will find so many bullets are common in your general study as well as geography. Okay, so this is what the fringe area, where you will find lot of similarity. Once you are preparing optional, you are preparing your GS, and this is the reason. आप देख सकते हैं statistical data कि there is more student qualifying for prelims examination from geography, and in your final result you will find geography is either on second position or third position. And the most important thing which I should talk in the first session of this lecture is how to choose optional. Because मुझे लगता है कि सारे ऑप्शनल अच्छे हैं और सारे ऑप्शनल से आप IAS बन सकते हो, बशर्ते you have to acquire the excellence. If you are excellent in any optional, you are going to be part of the league. But how to get excellence? How to choose this optional? First thing, you should follow your interest. If you are not interesting at all in geography, so don't go for it, isn't it? Because interest makes you to adhere with the subject. Interest makes you to follow the learning process, because each subject has a learning process. You can't evade the learning process and you become विद्वान आप नहीं बन सकते. You have to follow the learning process and you have to internalize those learning process. मैप बनाना आना चाहिए बच्चे. अब आप कहो सर मैं मैप नहीं बना सकता, फिर भी ज्योग्राफी लेना चाहता हूं, तो प्रैक्टिस करो, आपको करना पड़ेगा. So there will be so many things which is part of learning process. So अगर learning process से आपको प्रेम है, if you have the interest in the subject, then you can choose it. दूसरा चीज हम ये देखते हैं बच्चे कि ये जो ऑप्शनल है इसका फ्रिंज एरिया कितना है जीएस में. तो if you calculate the fringe area for geography, you will find pretty good amount of common things which is already going to be prepared once you are going through the optional subject as a geography. So a lot of fringe area will be there, and it will give you so many edge in different papers which I talked about. Third thing you should follow while choosing the optional is whether the guidance is available or not, and guidance that too up to the mark. ऐसा नहीं कि उस सब्जेक्ट का गाइडेंस आपके आजू बाजू ना मिल रहा हो और आपने सब्जेक्ट चूज कर लिया. तो अगर गाइडेंस अच्छा है, नोट्स अच्छे मिल रहे हैं और आपको विश्वास है, तो आपको वो सब्जेक्ट चुनना चाहिए. एंड द फोर्थ जिसको आप ध्यान में रखते हैं, जिसको अक्सर बच्चे सबसे पहले प्रायोरिटी पे रख देते हैं कि कितने सिलेक्शन हुए इस सब्जेक्ट से, इसको सबसे लास्ट में रखिए. याद रखिएगा, इफ यू आर having interest in particular subject, you are going to have good guidance, then you can qualify this exam. But on the very basis of सुनी सुनाई बात कि भाई ये सब्जेक्ट अच्छा है इसको कर लो और आपका इंटरेस्ट उसमें हो नहीं, तो it is very hard to qualify. And again I request to all of you, while choosing your optional, you must be very careful. Ask to yourself for different optional, see the previous year question paper, see the syllabus, and try to learn it. Are you able to comfortable in particular subject? Are you have some interest to know something more about those that subject? So certainly go for it. Okay, and then don't bother about the vastness of the syllabus. The vastness is going to be there, but उसमें किन किन चीजों को उसने साथ में रखा है उसे भी ध्यान रखना होगा. That's why I'm putting pressure upon you कि once you are going through the subject, you see the syllabus, you start following that syllabus. Are you able to learn it properly? Are you able to have interest over it? So go for it. And if a subject is going to be part of your GS, I'm a little bit dicey here. Not dicey, I'm so confirm about that. If the subject is putting lot of things in your platter, in your GS paper, so that subject should be understood in length and breadth, so that your general study efforts can be minimized, isn't it? And one thing that is going to be the last thing for you to understand, that is what the talisman of this particular exam, how to crack this exam after hard work and right path. The most important thing is your writing skill practice. So if you are preparing your GS as well as optional paper along with answer writing, answering the topic, then you are going to be at par. If you are not going for answer writing, it is very hard to qualify this exam, because आप एक दिन अचानक से बहुत अच्छा आंसर नहीं लिखने लगते. It's a process. You have to learn it, you have to internalize it, you have to understand what are the component of answers and how it should be written. Not only this, you have to take care of your word limit as well as the time. So time management, word limit, and that to hitting the demand of the question is an art, and you have to inculcate it. So once we are going through this entire coverage of geography as an optional, I would like to give you some tidbits over answer writing also. Every time there will be some test and you write the test, and then there will be evaluation. And I will ensure that we will have some time so that we can have one-to-one session also, so that I can resolve all those query. आपको ये पता तो लगे कि भाई आपने ये आंसर लिखा तो आपको नंबर कम क्यों मिले और यहाँ नंबर ठीक क्यों मिल गए या अच्छे क्यों मिल गए. उन एलिमेंट पे भी हम लोग चर्चा करेंगे और हम लोग one-to-one सेशन भी कर सकते हैं. इट कैन बी अ जूम सेशन, इट कैन बी अ क्लास, बिकॉज आंसरिंग अगर आपने करना नहीं सीखा, चाहे वो जीएस हो या ऑप्शनल, आप इस एग्जाम को क्वालिफाई नहीं कर सकते. That's why put lot of effort in answering. At KSG we are doing it in a very means broad way under the guidance of Dr. Khan कि आपको आंसर लिखना सिखाया जाता है. तो ऑप्शनल का भी ये पार्ट रहेगा आंसर राइटिंग, और होना भी चाहिए क्योंकि बिना उसके यू आर नॉट एबल टू क्वालिफाई दिस एग्जाम. So we will put lot of effort in enriching your skill for answer writing. Okay, so this much is enough for you. Do read the syllabus, find out those links of your general study as well as geography, then decide what to choose and what not to choose. Thank you very much.